Hi everyone, this is Michael Diaz, and I will be your facilitator for today's Build Your Own Website Using AI module and mini activity. So I'm really excited to tell you a little more about Wix, which is a website creation platform. Some of you might have interacted or even created your own website before using Wix, but something very cool that Wix has integrated are a variety of new AI tools and features that make it very easy and efficient for anyone to create a new website and take advantage of these new AI tools to do it in an efficient way. So it's very exciting. You don't have to be a coder, you don't have to have any experience in design work, but these AI tools are really there for your use and for you all to leverage to create a website in no time. And so, um, before we get started learning a little more about Wix and this mini activity and the step-by-step guides, I want to first just give you a rundown of how this video is going to be structured. So first, I'm going to begin by telling you a little more about what Wix provides, its value, how it works, how co-intelligence is involved in this AI web creation process, and really the benefits that it might provide you and your classroom full of students. I think one thing that we definitely want to talk about is how the job market is increasingly becoming more competitive, and more employers are seeking candidates who have an active portfolio or website that can demonstrate more of their experience in detail. And so I think by having this tool and by using a platform like Wix, your students can really get ahead of the game in not only having their resume ready, but having a portfolio or their own personal website that they also can provide employers in the future. So, um, we're going to first begin by telling you a little more about Wix. Next, I'm going to show you a final product of what your website should look like, just so you get a feel of, um, you know, visually what it should look like. Then I'm going to work towards the step-by-step guide through of completing this mini activity on your own. So you get a better understanding of how this AI web creation platform really works, and how you can also share this experience with some of your students as well. So that's going to be a very detailed step-by-step walkthrough. And then lastly, I'm going to close this video by telling you a little more about how you could actually gain credit for completing this module and mini activity, which is really just responding to our discussion board with your link to your published website at the end of this. So, really excited to get started. So let's go ahead. Okay, great. So as you can see, I'm here on our Conectado Canvas page, and I'm under the introduction to building your personal website with AI. And the first step of this video is going to be learning a little more about Wix, right? So Wix is an AI-powered website builder that helps you design and publish your own website. So again, you don't have to have any experience with web design or coding. It's really perfect for anyone and anyone who is interested in creating a personal portfolio, showcasing their projects or professional profiles. Now, I personally don't have like my own website, my own portfolio, and this is definitely a call to action for me, right? Like they're really making it as simple as it can be to create a website or portfolio. Like it's really enticing me to go back now and actually, get that done because it's very important nowadays in the job market, right? Like nowadays the resume interview are just factors that play into it, but a lot of the times you'll see employers that ask you to drop your portfolio URL, your website URL. And so Wix really helps to get users ahead of the game in that sense. So in this activity, we will be designing your first or second personal or project website. We're going to be using AI to edit and customize the content. We're going to be adding our resume and any videos or media on our website. And we're going to be walking away today with a polished, professional looking site. So, why are we using AI for a personal website? So, again, I'm I'm reiterating what I said earlier about the importance of a digital presence is becoming as important as a resume, right? So, with Wix, the AI really helps you to structure your website, generate meaningful content, but just makes it more efficient, and really helps tell a story through visual media, right? A resume is a one-page document that so much information is crammed into one. Your personal website or portfolio really allows you to tell an authentic story in a way that a resume might not be able to. And we talk a lot about co-intelligence and how it's involved in different AI processes. Well, how does that work with Wix? So it is a co-intelligence process because you bring your voice and your ideas. AI merely helps organize and format that to polish your site. So you're responsible for bringing in that story that you want to tell. You're responsible to sharing your experience. You're responsible for providing, any videos or demos of any projects you've worked on. So here, really, AI is just your creative assistant. It's not your replacement. And so, what are some of the strengths? Again, no design or coding experience required. Very easy to use and user friendly. Only limitations here is that because we're using a free version, some of the full customization tools might be limited. But with that being said, that's a little more about what Wix can provide. Again, it's very helpful. Even just as a recent college graduate, I can definitely see the value that a tool like Wix can provide for high school or college students. So again, I'm really happy that you all are learning more about this platform, because I believe any student could really benefit from creating their own personal website. And why not do it with AI? So our next step in this video is going to be taking a look at what a final product should look like. All right, so the next step in this video is taking a look at a final product. Now, I'm going to show you the website that I published, but it is a very rough draft final product. I did not spend as much time at all adding to this website. This was merely just an example to provide you with what your website could look like as you begin working on it. So I've already published this site. This is the website that I created, very rough draft. And I guess it's helpful to know that your website is divided into different pages. So if you take a look on the top left, you can see the page here. We're going to go ahead and switch pages. So let's say, as you can see, each of the pages are also here on the website. But let's say I want to click on resume. So this is going to be the drop-down menu where I can talk about my experiences. As you can see here, I provided my experience as an AI product manager. But here's where you would actually go in and fix some of this information to tailor it to your experience. We can go ahead and take a look at the different projects. Here's where I talk about like the AI opportunity backpack that I'm working on as well. About me, you can also look up a little more about the services that I specialize in. So academic support, student mentorship, subject tutoring, exam preparation. Some of this information is a little mixed with the sample example that we provide. As part of the activity, we provide you with a sample persona, and we actually provide a sample resume that you can use to tailor this website to. Of course, we do recommend that you personalize this experience so you actually talk a little bit more about yourself and your own experiences so that at the end of the day, you can use this website for yourself going forward. But this is just a little bit about what the final product should look like in terms of your final website. Again, I still have some work to do to align it to my experience, but this is what you can expect. Once you select the design that you like, you can expect to go through each of these pages one by one and really align it to your own experience. But remember, we do have AI tools that I will get more into in the next segment of this video, where we do the step-by-step guide, because those AI tools are really going to be helpful to making a website in an efficient manner. So with that being said, and after showing you a little more about what the final website should look like, let's go ahead and get started on the step-by-step walkthrough on how you can complete this mini activity and complete your own website or student portfolio, so you can have moving forward. All right, perfect. So as you can see here, I've navigated to our Canvas page and I'm under the step-by-step build your first website with Wix. And we're going to go ahead and get started with step one of this step-by-step walkthrough. Okay, great. So on the list of instructions here, you can see the step one is to go and navigate to our Wix website. So I included the link to Wix here. So once you click on this link, you should see a screen that says get started. And this is going to take you to sign up with an email or an active Google account and log in. So I want to give you the time now to first go ahead and navigate to Wix, click on Get Started, sign up, and create an account and log in. So please return to that to this video once you've done so, and we're going to continue with this video once you reach this screen and it tells you let's get started. Okay, great. So you all should now have created your Wix account and can now see this screen of asking you to get started and what you are creating a website for. So what we're going to do is we're going to select on for myself, my business, or a friend and click continue. Now it's going to tell you, it's going to bring your ideas to life with AI, tell us the site you're creating. So once you get to this screen, we're going to go ahead and select Setup Without Chat. And it's going to ask you what type of website do you want to create. We're going to go ahead and skip this for now. We can always do this later. So if you can see on the bottom right corner, we're going to select skip right here. It's preparing our dashboard. Great. We can go ahead and skip this for now, the name of our website. Skip all, you can skip through all of this really. Skip, you're all set, continue to your dashboard. Okay, so I want to give you the time to kind of catch up to where I am right now and complete each of those steps. We should now be at step 2. So I want to give you the time now to go through completing each of the steps in step 1. And please return to this video once that is complete and you are on this screen here. All right, so you all should now be on the screen with me here. And the next step in our walkthrough is selecting Design Your Website here. Now it's going to take us to this screen and we're going to go ahead and select Pick a Template. Now for this activity, we are going to be selecting a student portfolio. So we can go ahead and type in student portfolio on this search bar right here. Click enter, and really this step is just looking at the different options, seeing which one we like visually, what are the designs we want to have for our personal website or portfolio. So you can go ahead and choose the one that you like. For this activity, I'm going to go ahead and select maybe this design here. And I'm going to click edit to get started building my website. Perfect. So I'm on the new site here. I'm gonna click out of this really quick. As you can see, your intro walkthrough is gonna show you everything on the menu for your for you to explore. But I'm gonna go back to the step-by-step guide because really this is where we get to the exciting part, right? We have our design. Now we can really start to use those AI tools and polish our website. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this button here on the bottom left. And actually, let me go ahead and move my screen here. So you can see there's AI tool buttons here on the bottom left. We're going to go ahead and click on it. And it's going to show you um, different options for AI tools. The first one that we're going to start with is selecting redesign your site theme. It's going to allow you to explore different options for different design choices on your website. So it says here, let's chat about your site theme. Ask me anything or try one of these ideas. Let's say yellow is really bright and it's probably going to be distracting for whoever's wanting to read my portfolio. How do I change the colors? The assistant is going to show you how to do so. So it has all these different options. Which method do you want to use to change the colors? I want to explore featured colors. Cool. So it pops, it's open, and I can kind of just play around with maybe the colors that I like better. Ooh, this is cool. Nice little like coral color. Cool. So I got that done. Nice. Our next step is going to be, or actually, let me give you some time to work with exploring the first AI tool, which is redesigning your site theme. So please go ahead and have a chance to look at that. Again, you can change the colors. You can also change fonts. You can explore featured themes. Go ahead and play with that for a little bit and return to this video once your website is looking visually appealing. Okay, perfect. So you should have taken the time to explore the redesign your site theme. And now we're going to look at a new tool, which is get new text for your whole page. So we go back to Wix. If we open the AI tools again, we're going to see this option to improve this page. We're going to get new text for your whole page. And it says it's going to instantly replace an entire page of text from just a short description. So let's see. Let's go ahead and open that again. So describe the text you want. I'm going to probably replace the description here. And here's where you can start using some of the examples that we provide. So again, the example we provide is Tom Holland, who is a college student and is an aspiring teacher committed to developing the skills and necessary to teach future leaders. So you can either choose to use this example persona, or if you want to personalize this activity, which we recommend, you can add a brief description of yourself to include on your new website. Again, this is if you want to, at the end of this activity, have a website or portfolio ready to go that you could use moving forward. But for simplicity purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this information about Tom Holland to generate a full page of text. So I added that context. It asks you for the tone of voice, right? So let's say I really want this to be professional. I'm going to go ahead and select professional. Let's say I want it confident. Or I guess you can only choose one. But depending on which one you choose, it alters the text to fit that tone of voice. So let's see what it provides us here. We're going to go ahead and click generate now. See, it's writing the text. Cool. And as you can see, so based off the 2 sentence description we provided, it already altered the title here. It has the new Tom Holland name on the top left, and it just completely replaced this information to include my own personal experience and my aspirations. So that was pretty quick, right? So again, really cool AI tool. You can go ahead and do this for this section, right? All you have to do is select the square in which the text you want to replace, and so on and so forth. So that's a really cool AI tool is the get new text for your whole page. So before we move on to the third feature, which is create a full section in seconds, I want to give you the time to explore that feature now and begin polishing your website to align with either the example that we provided or your own personal experience. So please return to this video once you've completed that. Okay, perfect. So you all should have just explored the second AI feature. And now we're going to move on to our third, which is creating a full section in seconds. So what we're going to do is go on back to our AI website. Clicking on these tools, we're going to go ahead and click on create a full section in seconds. Here it's going to allow you to choose what section type you want to create. So I'm going to say services. As a teacher, again, we're doing the example of Tom Holland, at least I am. So as a teacher, what are the types of services that I provide? Or what are the services that I like to volunteer with my students? So I have this pre-written text here that you can copy and paste to describe the services that you provide. So I have here tutoring and academic support, student mentorship. I'm going to copy and paste this onto here, and I'm going to go ahead and click generate, and it's going to create that new section for me just based on these like 1 or 2 sentences. And once you click generate, it's going to show you what do you want your services page to look like based off these designs. And actually, I think I like maybe this one. Cool. So on our website, if you can scroll down, you can now see I have a base to start off from. If I want to go back and add some images, if I want to add some more text, I can also generate more text with AI. I can prompt it to elaborate more on it, or just provide more details here. But I was able to add a section page just like that in seconds, right? So you can go ahead and play around with it. Again, it doesn't even have to be services. If you wanted to, let's say, you wanted to create a new section, and that section maybe you want to create it in for an about me page or for a welcome page, feel free to do that. It does not have to be services. But that is the third and the final AI tool that we're going to be exploring today. So please, I'm going to give you the time now to go ahead and check that new feature out. Please return to this page once you've added that new section in seconds. So please return to this video once that's done. Perfect. So that all should have been complete. And now we're moving into our second to last step, which is adding a resume. So on our Wix website, if you can hover down here on the page drop-down menu, so on our page drop-down menu, typically it should say a resume. There should be a resume page. I think I chose one that doesn't, but typically there'll be a resume page, and that is where you will be able to add additional information regarding your own personal experiences. So this is something good to consider. Looking for a website that does have a resume section on it. Okay, so I navigated back to my previous account to show you what the final product looked like. Again, here, if you hover over the Pages drop-down menu, there should be a resume section where you can go ahead and go back and add your resume experience here. So similar to what we already covered, right? You can click on the boxes of text you want to edit and say here, generate text with AI. What I can do here is I could actually take bullet points from my own personal resume and I could copy and paste them here so it can replace this text. Or, you know, if you're using the sample resume, you can go ahead and copy and paste that information onto here. One thing that I want you to know though is Wix does not actually allow you to upload resumes to autofill that information onto your website. So you're going to have to manually copy and paste it, or you can just describe a little more about your experience as a teacher. So like led groups of kindergarten classes teaching math. See what it provides. I guess I have to be a little more specific, but that is what you can expect for the resume steps is if I'm using this example, right, I'm going to be copy and pasting this experience onto my website. And again, for those of you who are using your own personal resumes, feel free to do the same for your own experience. Like so. Awesome. And so the last step for this video is how do you submit your final website? So let's say you've polished your website, it's up to date. What we're going to do now is we're going to publish our website. If you can go and hover to this top right button here, you'll see the publish button on Wix. So you go ahead and click on that and it's going to publish our website. So we're going to go ahead and click on view site here. And once you click on view site, you can actually copy and paste this URL located above here. So this URL, I'll copy and paste that. And we're just going to submit this URL to our discussion board for this activity. So if you drop down to the website and portfolio creation, you'll find the share your website and tips for digital storytelling discussion board. Here in this post, we'd like you to talk a little more about what story or skills you highlighted, how AI enhanced the process of creating a digital portfolio, any tips for those who strive to create their own student portfolios in the future, and a link to your Wix website. So that sums up this module and this mini activity. Thank you all for participating in this activity. I hope you found a lot of value in using a platform like Wix and AI and how it makes it much more efficient and easy to create student portfolios or any personal website. I think this tool is a great addition to any of your students, especially considering that new personal websites and portfolios are becoming increasingly popular in the job market. And so I hope you all took away something from this activity and this module. Thank you again.